What is up there, guys? This is Cobrak and welcome to a video taking a very close look at the old Dimensional Rifts, right? This is the ability that we get from the Destruction Artifact, the Scepter of Sargeras. Dimensional Rifts, 40-yard range, 45-second recharge. We get 3 stacks of Dimensional Rift, each on a 45-second recharge. Rips a hole in time and space, opening a portal that damages your target. Could you get any more vague than that? Don't worry, we're going to unvague it up a little bit and talk about the spell, see what we like about it, and just really study how it actually works on a mechanical level. And hopefully help you guys get the best out of it. Alright, so it's worth noting that we do have an artifact perk or talent or whatever that we can eventually spec into called Dimension Ripper. This may come into play a lot more if Chaos Bolt's damage is buffed anytime soon, or Incinerate's damage is buffed anytime soon, and we can actually go like backdraft specs, especially in PvP. Incinerate has a 5% chance to grant you a charge of Dimensional Rift. So it just chops a 45-second lump off of the cooldown. Pretty awesome talents, really low proc chance. I would have liked to have seen like a 10 or 12% chance at least for Dimension Ripper to get refreshed. Honestly, fuck it, man. Maybe like a 15% chance. It wouldn't even be that broken, would it? Maybe it would in PvE, I don't know, but 5% seems a little low, but might become relevant in the future. So just getting the rest of the basics out of the way, there are a few different types of Rift. We're going to be covering all of them. We've got a couple of green ones. One is the Chaos Rift. Lobs out a big Mongo, see if we can get a couple of others. Alright, we get the Shadow Bolt one here. This one's going to pew down for a little bit. And the first thing to notice is that I've got Grimoire of Sacrifice active right now. You do not get any Grimoire of Sac procs from the Rifts. Kind of similar to how Channel Demon Fire works as well. Let's see if we can get the last Rift. Pew one. Oh, perfect, alright. That's like my favorite Rift, I think. Channel Demon Fire works in the same way, though, with as Dimensional Rifts. Works in the same way with Grimoire of Sacrifice, right? Sacrifice your demon to gain demonic power, causing your spells to sometimes also deal a bunch of shadow damage to enemies within 8 yards. Channel Demon Fire shoots out lots of little pew-pews, and it also is not impacted by Grimoire of Sacrifice. None of our Rifts will trigger the little explosion of shadow damage. It's also worth noting as well, as you can see right here, that Mastery actually has 0 impact on our Dimensional Rifts. They will always do a fixed amount of damage, as you can see here. This one is hitting, what, 53,995, approximately? 996? 53996? Let's see if we can get another purple one, dude. Hey, that's a green. Purple. Oh, well, this one also... Oh, look, they're both hitting the exact same number. You see that? Apart from when they crit. Both hitting the exact same number. Mastery actually has no impact, so the damage is always extremely consistent and level from your Dimensional Rifts. Now, another really important detail as well is how Rifts actually do update when you pop offensive cooldowns. You can pop something like Soul Harvest and then spam out all of your Rifts. That will work completely fine as well. But you can also go ahead and pop your Rifts first and then use something like, you know, Dark Soul or Firestone. And it'll just take a second or two for your Rifts to start benefiting from that and start critting. Another thing worth mentioning too, something I also mentioned in the Firestone video, your Dimensional Rift that lobs out a Chaos Bolt, bam, all open like that, it basically is an instant cast Chaos Bolt. So if you pop Firestone and then get the Chaos Bolt Rift, the Chaos Rift we'll call it, its damage does scale with your crit chance, just like a regular Chaos Bolt. So it will essentially deal, you know, a little under double damage. Very yeah, fucking awesome. Just bear that shit in mind, alright? Alright, and now it's time for a little bit of Dimensional Rift theory. When is the best time to pop your goddamn Dimensional Rifts? Apart from, you know, when with cooldowns. They're extremely powerful to use alongside your cooldowns. But again, we've already sort of brushed over that in the Firestone video a little bit. Dimensional Rifts are just best to use when your opponent's on around 70 or 80% health, right? You don't just want to pop them on someone who's like full health, unless you're just desperate to kill them as quickly as possible. But you generally want to use them when your opponent is on high health. Why is that? Because if you pop like 3 Dimensional Rifts, and they are all Shadow Bolt Rifts, which are really slow paced, they do great damage over time, but they're all very slow paced, and they just benefit so much more, and they're going to get off a lot more DPS, essentially, if you use them on a high health opponent. Generally speaking, using all of your Rifts on someone when they're like 20% health or something, I guess do that shit if you're desperate, if you're in arena and you think that you can get a kill off of it and there's a chance that you're going to get one of the green Rifts and just be able to bear somebody down like that. But if you get a Shadow Bolt Rift when someone is like 20% health, a lot of the damage is going to go to waste or end up just being inconsequential, you know? Now, another really cool trick that I went and figured is that you can actually change the target of your dimensional rift. You can actually swap target with them. It's not that easy, it's clunky, but it is a fix that we have for the situation, right? So I'm going to pop 2 rifts on this dude. Say that this guy is like, I don't know, some fucking warrior who's going like YOLO on me. He's charged me down. He's only on like 10% health, so I want to pop a couple of rifts on him just to finish him quickly, because this bastard, this rogue, is coming up behind me, right? So I popped a couple of rifts on this guy. Shadowbolt rift's perfect. This guy dies to those. Cast another rift on a different target, and all of the rifts will change target. Doesn't refresh the duration of them or anything, because that would just be broken, but it will actually spend the rest of the duration, whatever duration remains on the rifts, will be spent on whatever target you cast the latest rift on. All of the rifts have to follow the same target, right? They have to. It's just the way that they've been coded. They've just been programmed to behave like that, right? You can't have a rift on this guy and a rift on this guy at the same time. It's one or the other, right? So if I use 2 on this dude, then I want to swap them. As long as I have a charge of rift to spend, for example, if I pop a rift on this guy now, I need a charge of rift to spend to make a swap target, right? I spam them on the... Oh, it's a case ball 1. Alright, just believe me, alright? If I spend a rift on this guy, I need another charge of dimensional rift to spend on somebody else if I want to swap target, right? If I have zero rifts to spend, I can't just like mash the button and force it to swap target, you know. Another really, really important thing to note, actually, we're going to have an example clip on screen right now with my lovely assistant Sophie. And what we're showing in that clip is how rifts can be outranged, but they cannot be line of sighted, right? So in the clip that's on screen, you're going to see Soph, you know, I'm trying to cast Incinerates and Immolates and stuff on her at the start. And she's obviously line of sight. She pops her head out, I use a rift, and the rift will, for the entire duration, shoot her through the pillar. It will just track her location and spam out them shadow balls. Now, the only way it seems like rifts can be avoided then is through outranging. Outranging the rifts, I get Soph to stand at max range in the other clip that should be on screen right about now. She's standing at max range, basically. I spam out a bunch of rifts. You can see that she is in range. And then I tell her basically to run as fast as she can in the opposite direction, outrange the rifts, and as you can see, 2 of the rifts actually just do absolutely nothing. So outranging the rifts seems to be the best way to counter them. If you're coming to this video to discover how to fuck over Warlocks a little bit, I guess. Get out of here, man. Little footnote here, upon further testing, clip on screen right now actually shows that the little green pew-pew rifts, the ones that lob out, well, lots of little pew-pews, actually just cannot be outranged. Both of the other rifts, you know, the Chaos Bolt one can be spawned out of range and people can range it before it shoots the Chaos Bolt. The Shadowbolt one can again be outranged, but the pew-pewy one that shoots out lots of little pew-pews literally just cannot be outranged no matter what. No matter how far away a dude runs, it can't be line of sighted or ranged. Something to bear in mind when bursting in arena, I feel. You actually can't line of sight them. Very, very, very relevant in arena. You're like organizing a swap onto a Resto Druid or something in arena. Your rogue partner swaps on him, stuns him up, and you spam out like 2 or 3 dimensional rifts with cooldowns. It doesn't matter if the Druid trinkets and displacer beasts behind a pillar, you know. As long as your rogue can keep up with him, the rogue's doing damage and the rifts will just follow him through the pillar. Really, really cool to know. And I'm grateful for that interaction. It would suck so bad if like someone could just like pop their head in and out of line of sight, and it would just cancel the rift. It would be like, oh well, there goes that kill opportunity, you know. But it does actually track them through the pillars, so very, very good to know. Very, very relevant, I think. And there you go. That's all I got, guys. That's all I got on the old dimensional rifts. As you can see again here, I think that the target swapping is like the coolest thing, right? Mash out a couple of rifts on this guy. Boom. Oh, he's dead. Oh, the healers just come out of line of sight, man. Korean swap on the healer. You know, all the rifts will swap onto him like that. Yeah. Alright, man. I think that's pretty cool. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video on dimensional rifts. It's very, very theory heavy, I know, and I'm not going to be making many guides. I'm not a fan of making guides, unless I genuinely find them pretty interesting myself. And Dimensional Rift is a new spell. It's something that we're still kind of getting used to using and shit like that, so I thought it would be interesting to make this one. It definitely interested me anyway, like studying the spell a little bit and trying to figure out how it interacts with all of the various buffs and how it interacts with line of sight and being outranged and all that kind of stuff. So hell, hope that you found something useful. If you did, make sure to subscribe for more. Really, really helped me out. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'm going to catch all of you guys just a tad bit later. Remember, you can support the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing. and checking out our Patreon page, which is always linked below in the description. So cheers again, everyone, and I will see you all tomorrow. Need some more. How the fuck am I silenced again, dude? Nay, the druid's coming back. I'm fucking